What is up, guys? So, I don't really know how to put the video that I'm reacting to onto the video, like on my iPad. I don't think you can do that. But we are watching Mr. Nightmare, okay? 3 creepy true school lockdown stories. I have been in an actual lockdown school action thing before, but I'll tell you guys that after the video. So,
place during school lockdowns.
So, 42, y'all.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us. So everybody was getting antsy in their seats, I could tell. We didn't have a test that day like a lot of my friends did with their other teachers, so our teacher in the middle of class just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com. He was a very laid-back teacher like that. As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I remember the exact moment it happened. Right after my friend answered a question, I remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills, and I got goosebumps on my arms as our usually laid-back teacher, too, seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back corner of the room. We all sat in silence for about 2 minutes, and then the usual buzzing that came from the panel in the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power. We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway. 2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared. As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions. The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door. And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no. The banging on the door only grew.
Why would you scream no? Like, you don't know if he's armed, okay? First rule of lockdown, they come to your door. Better not talk, because you know, it's not going to be good if you say no. That does not make sense to me. You say no. Come in. You're not going to say, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm not going to say that. No. He's screaming, "I will kill you all." You don't say no. You gotta be quiet, okay? This is serious. Serioso. They could have a weapon, bro.
Worse, as the man started screaming, "Open up." 2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud now. It felt like an eternity that man was pounding at the door. But eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person, until we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later, though it felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do. He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now, this was before the school had cameras or could afford proper security, so the school was wide open to something like this happening. The staff had done a sweep of all the hallways and classrooms and couldn't find him, so the dean instructed the teachers to resume teaching, but to keep all the doors locked, and to not let any students leave for any reasons. The most disturbing part, however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school.
How the janitor was working the night shift, and he found the guy in the closet. Yeah.
44 Magnum.
It's trash all
The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up. For example, leaving the closet door open, because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone. My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs. My school has 2 lunch periods. First lunch period is for all 6th graders and some 7th graders.
So
The second lunch period is for the other half of the 7th graders and all 8th graders.
Like 2 schools.
The lockdown happened in the beginning of October. The day the lockdown occurred, it was overcast and rainy. During the first lunch period, I heard 4 loud booms. I personally thought it was thunder, but the entire lunch crowd started screaming.
I know you
I was
guys
thinking
want to
those
scream
kids were
like
just
that.
serious pussies, but the campus security came in and started yelling at people to go into the multi-purpose room.
You don't scream if there's gunshots, okay? You gotta be quiet, okay? Especially in a cafeteria. You gotta do what the teachers say or the school security officers.
And the kids who were in line buying lunch had to throw out their lunch and come inside.
Brings back memories.
Me and some friends went inside the room along with a huge group of other kids. Everyone was curious as to what was happening. Our multi-purpose room is huge, and the back wall of the room is made of see-through glass. When me and my friends were rushed inside the campus, security was covering the glass with the curtains, and there were adults at every exit. My friend Eric was curious, as well as the rest of us, so he asked one of the adults what was going on. When he came back, he said, "You know how right in front of TMS there's those houses?" I replied, "Yeah." "There's this mentally disabled, crazy man that barricaded himself in front of his house, and he's threatening to commit suicide and kill the cops if he's evicted.
Kinda like
He was
how
walking
my
around
lockdown
outside
went.
of school watching kids in a weird way," Eric told us. It turned out the man was also a registered sex offender, making matters worse. We were stuck in the multi-purpose room for a whole hour, taking up 2 periods. After the whole thing was settled, we were escorted to our classrooms one by one. I later found out that the man lives next to my friend Brandy, who told me about the previous Halloween when she saw the same man at his window cutting his arm and writing in his own blood, "Don't come here or I'll kill you," on his window. Of course, being Halloween, people, including Brandy, assumed it was just for the holiday. But after this horrific incident, we knew this man was mental, and we're glad he never got near us.
Alright. There's another story, but I'm gonna do that in another video. If you see a guy cutting himself and spelling letters out on a window, you better run, okay? You don't watch, okay? You better run and call 911. So, my lockdown, it was in second grade, yep. I just moved there. No, wait. It was 4th grade. We were in lunch. But we were going to lunch. And we were all getting stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. What are you doing?
Making a YouTube video.
Hmm.
Do you wanna tell them to subscribe to you?
I don't do that.
But you only have 1 subscriber.
You can do that.
I don't know your YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
Hold on.
I don't even know your own YouTube channel. Nothing.
So that.
Remember that lockdown we had at our old elementary school?
Sure.
Alright. Show that to the camera. It's 0XX smalls XX. Because he's a pro gamer.
Good night.
Good night.
Butthead.
Oh, I'm getting old. Shut up. Alright. Lockdown. We were going to lunch. 4th grade. We were, I was getting my food. And there was a neighborhood. There was a neighborhood about. So there was a road on the main entrance. You walk out the main entrance to the left. There was a road. And if you follow that road, it's like 20 yards. And then up a hill. The hill was like 15 yards. So there was a neighborhood right there. And there was this guy that was, him and his girlfriend got in a fight, and he pulled out a gun. And they called the police. And the guy that had the gun killed like 1 or 2 police, injured another police. 2 soldiers showed up. He injured one of them. And we were in lunch, and when I was in the lunch line getting food, they all came in. They said, "No, you need when you're getting food, you need to kneel down." So we were on our knees getting our food and stuff, and they had all of us in that room, like whoever didn't get their food yet, and they had the doors closed. And when I got my food, I was walking out, and they had teachers escorting us too. And all I saw was teachers like putting up at the tables as fast as they could against the windows. I was like, what is going on? And my friend was like, dude, there's a shooter near our school. I was like, oh no. And like we had to sit on the far away entrances to the lunch room, away from like the entrance from the outside. And there was a lot of kids in that one corner, and we were all just like so confused and stuff, because we were all in 4th grade. And so when we had to leave lunchroom to go back to class, we had teachers escorting us, and all the windows were covered and stuff. We got back to class. We didn't do anything. Like, we didn't learn. We played board games the whole time. Well, we could. I am learning.
Learning what?
I don't know. But you kind of scared me. The lockdown that we had at Hazelwood. When the guy.
The one with the police shooting in the back where all the grass was. And
yeah, where the guy killed the police guy.
Yeah.
And injured. Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, bye.
For a second time.
Huh?
Good night.
Good night, bye.
Good night. But we didn't even learn. We played video and board games the whole rest of the day, and we could not sit in front of the doors because they had glass, and you could enter from the classrooms from the outside. And we could not sit anywhere near glass, doors, windows, nothing. Not even a door that leads out into the hallway. It was really creepy though. And after school, I didn't even know there was police surrounding the building. We walked out. And we didn't walk out. We all had to stay in the gym for our car riders. And when my parents got there, I walked out. They were like, Zach Nace, your parents are here. And I walked out. I was like, oh, wow. And there was police around the whole school. Like, whole school. And they had vests on. They had the guns out. I was like, oh, wow. And I was like, whew. But yeah, guys, that's a wrap. Not like a wrap sandwich. I'm so dumb. That's all for today. Go subscribe to Mr. Nightmare, Blasphemous HD. He reacted to that video, so I want to react to that video because he's really funny. But yeah, guys, I'll see you when I see you guys again. So, peace. It's still going. Wow, that was